You want to know what rock bottom feels like? Try pulling into your own driveway before sunrise, dust still clinging to your boots, only to see a giant "for sale" HOA auction sign hammered right in the middle of your front pasture. My pasture. Two strangers in neon vests are circling my barn, taking pictures like they're shopping for someone else's dream, and there stands Karen Whitfield, Maplewood Heights Queen Bee, waving her iPhone like it's a badge. When she spots me, she goes ghost white, then flips smug so fast you'd think it was rehearsed. "Mr. Morrison, you're trespassing on HOA property." Yeah, that's what she says to me, with my dad's ashes barely cold and her clipboard glinting in the morning. Here's the part nobody warned me about. How quickly. People will write your story for you if you give them a 2-day window. See, my old man died and I kept one promise: to bury him right under that cottonwood tree where he taught me to ride. That's the heart of the ranch. 47 acres, 3 generations, the same land my grandfather fenced by hand in 1967. We worked that ground through drought, wildfire, tax season, never once bowed to an HOA. Supposed to be my legacy. But the week I left for Montana, the shiny development creeping up to my fence decided my absence meant the land was abandoned. Their president, Karen, already hated the smell of manure and the sight of my tractor. Now she decided my gravel driveway disrupted neighborhood harmony. You know what I mean? The kind of folks who think the scent of fresh dirt is an attack on their senses. I left my 16-year-old daughter, Emma, to hold down the fort. Brown hair, tougher than she looks, stubborn as her mother. Told her, "Don't worry. The land knows who it belongs to." Turns out, I was dead wrong. While I was gone, Karen called an emergency HOA meeting. She convinced the board I'd abandoned the property, forged a forfeiture notice on HOA letterhead, and, get this, mailed it to herself so she could claim I'd been notified. That's the line when petty turns criminal. Emma called me frantic, whispering about strangers. Measuring the barn, signs in the yard. Stay inside. Lock the door. Film everything. I said, my heart pounding 1,000 miles away in Montana. I drove straight through the night, didn't stop. Didn't play music, just me in the dark, chewing on anger and road salt. Somewhere outside Cheyenne, the pieces came together. Karen ran a side hustle in real estate. Rumor was she'd been courting developers for months, and my ranch was the last patch standing in her way. She'd find me for a tractor, plotted fake surveys, and now she was auctioning my life out from under me. By the time I reached home, the HOA van was parked by my mailbox, the auction sign out front, and Karen herself strutting out from behind my fence. "You're back early," she sneered. "You're trespassing," I shot back. She waved some thick folder, legal documents. She claimed $47,000 in unpaid fines, official forfeiture. I pulled out my deed, my tax receipts. Even the original 1967 survey, laminated from age. Karen called 911 anyway, told them an armed trespasser was on HOA land. 10 minutes later, Deputy Maria Santos shows up, recognizes me, asks for the paperwork. Maria flips through Karen's evidence, asks for a county seal, assessor's verification. There's none. She hands the folder back. "Ma'am, this isn't enforceable. This is civil, not criminal. Nobody's being arrested today." Karen turned beet red and stormed off, hissing that I'd regret it. I spent that whole day documenting everything, photos, dates, every letter, because Maria leaned in and said, "She's setting herself up for a fall, but you need to lawyer up." I barely slept. By morning, Karen had sent a new email to the whole neighborhood, calling me a hostile squatter. My neighbor, Bill Foster, retired surveyor and the kind of guy who can tell you which way the wind blows by how the cows stand, dropped off a printed copy, like a warning shot. He grinned and told me, "Funny thing about that court order. County clerk says it doesn't exist." Not the first time someone in Maplewood thought HOA rules outrank the Constitution. A couple hours later, Karen's black Lexus rolled up with her entourage. 3 cars, 2 board members, 1 man in khakis carrying legal advisory committee folders. They gave me one more shot to comply. Claimed I'd signed a boundary revision in perfect cursive. Joke's on them. I write in block letters. I laughed right in their faces. They tried to play it off as procedure, but that was the moment the whole thing tipped. Right on cue, a county cruiser rolled in. Maria again. who saw through the charade, told Karen to leave my property and take it to court. Emma, brave as hell, filmed everything. Tommy, our neighbor, helped her upload it. By dinner, that video had gone viral. Next came the hearing, Maplewood Community Hall, humming fluorescent lights, a row of board members pretending they're the Supreme Court. Karen wielding her gavel, Patricia Vance, the one board member with a conscience, saying on the record that my parcel had never been part of the HOA. Karen pushed on, citing a 2022 survey by Robert Kumar. Trouble is, Kumar told me he'd never even set foot on my ranch. Bill Foster, my neighbor, burst into the meeting with the original county plat, county seal and all, proving my boundary was 87 feet outside their reach. Karen's voice started to shake. Someone in the crowd finally laughed, and the room shifted, her power slipping away. Maria's letter, signed by law enforcement, sealed it. You'd think it'd end there, but Karen doubled down, sending crews to mark off my property, even ripped out my mailbox citing nonconforming materials. That only gave us more evidence. Bill and I spent days walking the fence, documenting every inch, Tommy's drone filming overhead, another viral hit. Sarah Chun, a property law attorney, reached out after seeing the footage. She tore apart every HOA claim, found forgeries, fake notary seals, and a forged county amendment never actually filed. Karen's empire was a house of cards built on lies. The kicker, Sarah traced financial records to find Karen's real estate firm and the HOA vice president pocketing commissions on every seized house. Not about community, just a cash grab. Sarah filed an injunction, the DA launched an investigation, and when Karen tried to host a community cleanup for a photo op, Tommy caught it all on video. National news. The feds came calling. One night, as Karen set up for the auction anyway, blue lights cut through the dark. Sheriff, then FBI, badge flashing. You're to cease all activity pending federal review. Karen melted right there. By morning, her empire was toast. 2 days later, the FBI raided Maplewood's office. Karen's mugshot hit the local paper, and a whistleblower board member delivered the last stack of damning emails. The civil trial was swift and brutal. Sarah presenting forgeries, transfers, even drone footage of the illegal auction sign. Judge Marks called it the most brazen abuse of authority she'd seen in 30 years. Karen and Stanton were charged, the HOA's assets seized, and here's the best part. Part of the money went to every homeowner they'd bullied, the rest to a fund for victims of HOA abuse. The news called it federal precedent. My land, permanently independent. The new president, Patricia, hand-delivered the county's ruling, boundary confirmed. You want to talk justice? The last thing Karen saw before her Lexus was repossessed was me and Emma nailing up a new sign. Private property, trespassers will be filmed and featured on YouTube. Tommy's final video hit 6 million views. For the first time in months, my ranch was quiet. The wind in the cottonwoods, cattle at peace, my dad's name safe on the deed. If you've ever fought a bully with a clipboard, you know what I mean. The real win isn't the headlines or the hashtags. It's the dignity you defend, day after day, when nobody's watching. That's what my family fought for. That's what we keep, long after the Karens of the world are gone. So if you've got your own HOA horror story, or you just love seeing karma served ice cold, drop your comment below. Let's hear how you define justice. Because around here, we don't let the loudest voice win. We let the truth do the talking.